March 10, 2016, Brian Earl Taylor was in a courtroom in Ann Arbor, Michigan. He was facing some pretty serious charges, including unlawful imprisonment and carrying a concealed weapon. In his final chance to address the courtroom, Brian decides to do this.
That's why I wrote a song. Hello there, Your Honor, I wanna say I'm sorry for the things I've done, and I try and be stronger in this life I chose, but I want you to know that door I closed. In Your Honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To my mother, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. To the victim, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Yes, Your Honor, I'm sorry, 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 sorry. Oh. Thank you, Your Honor.
In court, this is called allocution. It's the part before their sentence is read out, where the defendant is allowed to express remorse, explain why they did it, show accountability. Typically it's done with the hope that they'll get a lighter sentence. And as you just saw from that video, our star decided to use that to sing to the courtroom. You know, one thing I do appreciate is that he had it all written down apparently. Say what you want, but he was prepared. So I'm assuming this guy on his right is his lawyer. And you can see for like a good 5 seconds he tries his best to stay locked in. And then he just gives up. He grabs his paper, he walks over to his left side. Unfortunately, it must have been a tough crowd, because he got sentenced to 17 years in prison. He could have been boys to men, but instead he got sent straight to jail. This video went viral in early 2024. It happened at the Clark County District Court in Nevada. Deobra Redden was facing sentencing for, ironically, attempted battery. Deobra is quoted as stating just moments before the attack that he, quote,
"I'm in a better space in my mind, in my mental health, I have a support."
Judge Holthus, hope I'm pronouncing that right, was the presiding judge over the case. She denied his appeal and cited his prior history of other violent offenses. Deobra then decided that actions do in fact speak louder than words. He leapt over the bench and knocked Holthus over. Fortunately, court staff managed to wrestle him off. She sustained only minor injuries from being knocked over and was back in the courtroom just a few days later. For the attack, Deobra Redden was sentenced to 25 to 65 years in prison.
This is a prime example of the habitual corruption and conspiracy within the Keith Conisher and Catherine.
If you couldn't tell, our friend here, Mark Char, is not a black man. He painted his face black with what looks like permanent marker. He was sentenced to life in prison after a road rage attack where he was convicted of second-degree attempted murder. Mark, in a very creative way to protest, painted his face black and stated,
I prepared myself to play my part in your kangaroo court, treating me like a black man, so today I'm going to be a black man.
You want to say anything further, Mr. Char?
That's about it, I guess, for now. Oh, also, I asked this kangaroo court to put a stay on my sentencing pending my appeals, and who's going to do my appeals.
Mark's entire spiel was that the court was unfair and biased against him and that his defense attorney was incompetent. As you can guess, his act didn't work and he got in more trouble for doing it. He had the right idea that there is unfairness and a bias against black men in the legal system, but kinda had the wrong execution about it. Overall, I rate his stunt 4 out of 5 Jimmy Fallon blackfaces. Well, before I go, if you had to sing in front of a judge and a courtroom, what song would you choose? Leave in the comments below and tell me why. Cruzzers out.